Hey, I'm Healthy Emmie, and we are gonna spend the day together. Woo! Grocery haul time. In my last video, you may have heard me talking about honeydew. Believe it or not, this is my first time in my life ever buying a honeydew. And if you want the story behind that, I can tell you the story. I'd probably bore you to death if I told you the story right now, but this is gonna be my first time buying a honeydew. And this was Whole Foods delivery, so it does sort of have a smell to it, which is good. I'll have this today, we'll have it together and see how it goes. Couple of bananas. Once again, unfortunately, when you do delivery, these are not ripe bananas, but they will be at some point. Patience is a virtue. I like to have bananas if I'm having oatmeal or if I'm having toast on like my homemade bread with maple butter, and I'll put banana on it. Yum, best dessert. Pink lady apple. My favorite apples are the Envy and the Pink Lady, but sometimes I want a pink lady. Couple of red onions. I love steamed red onion or balsamic glazed roasted red onion. My voice keeps cracking. So I'll either cut these up and throw them in the steamer, or I will marinate them in balsamic vinegar and then bake them in the oven at 425, and they get delish. And a devastating twist of events. This avocado isn't ripe yet, and I really wanted to have it today. I was gonna have avocado toast, but maybe I'll have it tomorrow. Guac. I got the individual packets of guac because I am leaving for Chicago tomorrow, and if I get a full thing of guac and I use a little bit of it today, then it'll be brown by the time I get back. I'm visiting one of my best friends in Chicago, so I got these little cups so that I wouldn't have brown guac when I get back. Pinto beans and black beans. If I'm making tacos or I'm making nachos, then I love to put these on. And then bell peppers. I love bell peppers to have in my tacos, on my nachos, or in my sandwiches. So just a little cutesy grocery haul. Okay, I just got back from the gym. I don't look like I just got back from the gym, and it's because I didn't do a full workout. I just was demonstrating how to do workouts to put into the Slim app. And within the Slim app, I'm gonna be continuously updating it. So right now, all the workouts are in there with how to do them, but I'm gonna be continuously updating the workout videos within the platform to show what improper form looks like, so that we can help you prevent injury and actually see some great gains when you're going through the workout. So I'll go through that a little bit later, but for now, I'm gonna turn this squash into brownies. All right, so we are gonna take our kabocha squash, peel off this beautiful skin. You could also use a baked sweet potato. So I just roasted this, and I know that I need about a half a cup. All right, so I'm gonna take about a half a cup of the kabocha squash. I roasted this at 450 for about 30 to 35 minutes, and I will just mash it. We're gonna add 1.5 cups of oat flour, 1/4 of a cup of cocoa powder, 1/4 of a cup of nut butter of choice. I'm gonna use cashew butter, 1/3 of a cup of maple syrup, 1/4 of a cup of chocolate chips, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and then because I love cinnamon, a little bit of cinnamon. All right, we're gonna mix this all together. And then I just added almond milk until I got a brownie batter consistency. I would say I ended up adding in, I don't know, 1/3 to 1/2 of a cup of almond milk. The oven is preheated to 350, and we'll check it after 20 minutes. In the meanwhile, while that's baking, let's make some lunch. I have bread in the toaster, and I've got a lot of leftovers going on here. I have leftover balsamic roasted veggies, and then actually, this was a 1/2 of a bell pepper. I literally just took the 1/2 of the bell pepper, put it into the oven, and put it on broil, and just sort of, it's kind of like a grilled pepper now. Leftover tomato. We know how I feel about tomato. I don't love it, but on a sandwich, it's all right. I've got hummus. I steamed up some eggplant and some red onion. So I just put this into the microwave steamer for about 7 minutes. Roasted red peppers. I'm also gonna cut up this honeydew. Oh my gosh, this garlic rosemary bread is unmatched. If you're local to the Boston area, it is rosemary garlic sourdough from Neshoba Brook Bakery. Not to brag that I perfectly toasted it, but I perfectly toasted it. I'm gonna add on some hummus. Love that sound, don't you? All right, there's the hummus. The trick is, if you go like this with a lettuce leaf and then you lay down all your veggies, we've got the peppers, balsamic roasted, more eggplant. I like a stacked sandwich. I don't know about you, but I like it stacked, packed to the brim. Roasted red peppers. Wish I had some of my dad's pickles. My dad makes the best pickles, homemade from the garden. Then you can take the other part of the lettuce and go like this so that it doesn't fall out of the sandwich. Not a perfect science. And I'll take some tomato. All right, there is my big old sandwich. She's large and in charge, but she's beautiful. Now I'm gonna cut up some of this honeydew. Let's see. I have a good feeling. Wait a minute. This is supposed to be green. What the heck? I thought I was getting something green. Oh, this is an orange dew. An orange honey. Interesting. Interesting. Well, can't say I saw that coming. All right, sandwich. Well, I guess I still have never had a honeydew. I'll tell you what though, it is juicy, so I think this is gonna be good. I'll try a little bit of the juice. Oh my gosh, that is so sugary. So good. Oh my gosh, it cuts like butter. That's how you know, right? Look at this. This isn't even a good knife. I just meditated using the meditation from the Slim app. So if you are not in Slim, get on into Slim and you can do the daily meditation with me. I don't have a fork. I will get one. I want to hang out with my friends, AKA you guys. I want to keep vlogging and hang out and have lunch together, but also there's so much work that I need to do that I'm excited to do. I love working, but I'm gonna do a little best of both worlds here. So we'll have some lunch together and I'll do a little Q&A and then I will get to work. I cannot tell you how excited I am to try this orange dew. It cut like butter. It was crazy. It's dripping. Oh my gosh. Okay. That is insane. What? This is crazy. It is so sweet. It literally melts in your mouth. Guys, I don't even know what to say. The bar now for fruit is so high. This literally melts in your mouth. It's like ice cream. You could eat this without teeth. It breaks down just in the roof of my mouth. Thought I would do a little fat loss Q&A. So I asked on Instagram for some questions about fat loss. I cannot get enough of this honeydew or this orange dew. Wow. Okay, what is the best food for fat loss? Fat loss happens when you eat less calories than your body burns. So your body burns calories every single day, even if you're in a coma. There's a certain amount of calories that your body's gonna burn. It's called your basal metabolic rate. It's how many calories your body burns at rest if you were just laying in bed all day or even if you were in a coma. This is why you have to tube feed people that are in a coma or else they'll starve to death. So the amount of calories that your body burns at rest, let's say it's, I don't know, 1,200 calories. Then on top of that, see what I'm doing with my hands right now? That's burning calories. See how I'm moving my head? That's burning calories. Blinking is burning calories. Eating actually burns calories because it takes calories to digest the food. Everything that we do during the day is gonna add more calories on top of that. And then we exercise, which adds a little bit of calories. The non-exercise is called non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It's called NEAT. Those are the calories that we burn outside of exercise and outside of our body's basal metabolic rate. So there's a certain amount of calories that our body burns every day. So, let's say the baseline in a coma is 1200, and then there's NEAT, and then there is exercise on top of that. So let's say your body burns, 1800 calories in a day. That's a random number. It's going to be completely different from every person to person, just a random number that I chose. Your body would need you to eat less than 800 calories, give or take, every day over a sustained period of time in order to turn to its body's fat stores and start burning that fat. Let's take a bite of a sandwich. So it's not that there's one particular food that's going to go into your body and start burning all the fat. It's that you have to be in a calorie deficit. So then begs the question, should I count calories? No. For two reasons. Number one, if you go into Slim and you're part of the Slim program, I've calculated that all in the background. All the calorie stuff is going on in the background so that you don't have to see it. So I'm looking at your age, your weight, your height, your activity level, what exercises you're doing. And the calories are being taken care of in the back end because I don't want you to worry about it and I don't want you to be playing a game of calorie counting. But the customized meal plan that is for you is gonna be customized so that from a calorie perspective, you're gonna be reaching your goals. But outside of that, if you're not in Slim or you're not using the program or you're not following the meal plan that's in Slim, then what you want to do, slides right off the bone, then what you want to do is make sure that half of your plate is veggies, half of your plate is starch. So veggies are any veggie on the planet, not cooked in oil and butter, but steamed or roasted, balsamic vinegar, anything that's oil-free and animal product-free. Other half of your plate is starch, like potatoes, rice, oatmeal, corn, millet, quinoa, any of those wet whole starches. And then legumes like beans, peas, lentils, hummus. And you eat until satiety. You eat until you're no longer hungry, till you feel full and satisfied. And with that, your body is going to fall to its natural weight. So if you need to lose weight, you'll lose weight. If you're underweight and you need to gain weight, you'll gain weight. Your body will come to an equilibrium doing that. That is not the diet you're gonna eat forever, but it's the diet that's gonna get you to around where your body's supposed to be. Hi Emmy, current client here and loving the program. I've lost 40 pounds so far, but I'm worried that I won't be able to keep it off. It just seems too good to be true. Any tips for keeping the fat loss off? Yes, right after these words, aka this bite. This is a packed sandwich. Wow. If you're a client of mine, you don't have to worry about that because you're gonna have me here every step of the way. But if you're in Slim, I teach you exactly, you're gonna run something called the 1 month experiment. And in the 1 month experiment, we're gonna strategically pull back foods like bread, pasta, corn tortillas, nut butters, more calorically dense foods that are very healthy. We're gonna strategically pull those back in and monitor how your weight is going so that we can find what your threshold is with those weights. Once we've done that, we're gonna do something very similar, but with what we call your quote unquote signature system. So with your signature system, we pull back in those fun foods. So it's totally different for everybody, but I can tell you for my dad, for example, it's cheese pizza. So that's part of his signature system is intentionally having those indulgences and doing so in a manner where it's not willy-nilly, it's not a free-for-all, it's not something that you completely restrict, you're not on either side of the pendulum, you've found your groove with it and you can intentionally have those indulgences so that you can keep your weight loss off. Because the problem is that most people will do these crazy diets to get the weight off and it's totally unsustainable, and once they get to the end, they'll white knuckle it until the end, and then they get to the end and it's not something they can do forever. So then they go back to what they were doing beforehand. They'll self-sabotage because they'll say to themselves, well, I've lost 40 pounds. So, you know, what's a cupcake here or there? What's a cookie here or there? I'm so many pounds down, it doesn't matter. And if only it were that simple, right? To just say, you know, I have a little wiggle room. I'll just have one. It never works out because there's no plan. There's no structure. That is what is needed to keep the weight off, is a plan and structure. Just like you had a plan and structure to get the weight off, that's half the battle. Where the real work comes in is keeping it off. And with Slim, when you join the program, you will have what we call your signature system, your plan that you stick to so that the weight can stay off. This orange juice is the craziest thing I've ever eaten in my life. I'm just wiping all of my makeup off of my face. How important is sleep for fat loss? Oh my goodness. It is so underrated how important sleep is. The hormone leptin, which is the hormone that helps us feel full, increases. The hormone ghrelin, which is the hormone that helps us feel hungry, because I use the word help because hunger is a gift. It tells us that the body needs more fuel, goes down. So when you're not sleeping enough, you're going to struggle with hormonal imbalance, specifically related to your hunger hormones. You're going to have increased hunger and decreased sensations of fullness if you're not sleeping enough. Not to mention, people tend to turn to food for a pick-me-up, which is not a great use of food. How many cheat meals can I have and still lose weight? I am not a fan of the term cheat meal. If you love your partner, I love my partner, I love my fiance, I'm not going to cheat on him. When you cheat on your diet, you're not doing yourself any favors, because now, you know, from a nutritional perspective, can you get away with having 1 or 2 meals? Well, it depends. It depends on how many calories is that meal, how many pounds do you have to lose, what does the rest of your diet look like? There's so many factors that I can't say everybody can have X amount of cheat meals. But that whole terminology needs to change, because if we're cheating on our diet, then the diet is something that we hate. There's an end game to it. It's not something that's going to last forever. It's going to be a miserable experience where all we want to do is cheat and not be in that relationship with that diet anymore. So first, I really want you to consider that the way that you are eating is something that you have to fall in love with. And how do you fall in love with it? Practice looking at all of the foods that you do love that are part of this lifestyle, finding new recipes that you enjoy, making the cooking process fun, putting on music, presenting your food beautifully, taking nice photos of it, learning about different cooking methods. Fall in love with the process of healthy eating so that it's not such a burden and something that you don't enjoy. And then to get to the bottom of your question, which is how many can you have? Well, are you still losing weight while doing it? And if you're still losing weight, then cool, keep going. But if you're not losing weight, then that's something that has to be adjusted. And if you find that you need more structure, I highly recommend that you join Slim so that you can get a customized meal plan that's exactly based on your unique body and needs. And you can just follow that. I can't go over how good this bread is. But I'm gonna ask you a question first. Have you ever had orange dew? Like, have I been missing out this entire time, or did I just get so spoiled with a really good one and now the bar is super high? Leave me a comment and let me know. I'm gonna get to work now. Oh, the brownies. By the way, the brownies are done. Oh my gosh, you guys. So yum. These are looking fabulous. So I'm gonna take a little bite I'm gonna have one, but I need to take a bite for the IG reel. They're really good. They're actually like very, very good. So I'm gonna put them into a container. I'm gonna eat this one. I'm gonna put these into a container. I'm gonna eat this one. and these will go in the fridge. These taste like, anybody that lives in Massachusetts, the Peggy Lawton brownies. My mom used to pack me these brownies when I was in elementary school. And there were Peggy Lawton cookies and Peggy Lawton brownies. And I swear this tastes like a Peggy Lawton brownie. Just got in a fresh new bottle of my B12. I take this every single day. Please don't forget to take yours. Make sure to get your own. Get a subscription so that it comes to your house every month. You don't have to worry about it. This is the cleanest you're gonna find. No GMOs, no sugar, no oil, no gross stuff. You gotta take B12 if you are on a plant-based diet. And my vitamin D will be out very soon, but for now, we're going with B12. Okay, now I'm gonna film a bunch of short form for Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. I've got some pasta and some fat. I'm currently filming some Instagram Reels, so let's film them together. Run 1 mile and you've earned 1 cookie. Run 2 miles and you've earned 2 cookies. Run 10 miles and you've earned 10 cookies. If someone teaches you to think this way about food and exercise, run. Run 10 cookies worth away. What if instead of viewing every workout as a calorie counting math exam, you just ate as much as your body was truly hungry for and your nutrition supported your workout as opposed to them trying to cancel each other out? When you think of food and exercise in this transactional and sterile way, not only does your health journey become this game of calculus that takes up your entire brain space and stresses you out 24/7, but it can actually cause you to gain weight since our exercise machines and Apple Watches tend to overestimate the amount of extra calories that we burn through exercise. So basically what I'm saying here is that what people tend to do is they go on an exercise machine, they go on an elliptical or whatever it is, or they go to a boot camp and it says, oh, you burned 600 calories in this workout. So they say, oh, great, I burned 600 calories, which means these cookies are 400 calories, so I can eat those and I'll still be in a calorie deficit. But actually, the amount of calories that we burn extra through exercise, there's a ceiling to it. And then after that, our body starts to borrow calories from other places like our immune system or the menstrual cycle. And so you're not burning all those extra calories. People end up eating more than they would if they weren't exercising in the first place because they think that they've earned all of these free extra calories, and then they end up gaining weight. If you want to lose weight, then you need to cut carbs. So you cut out the rice, the pasta, the potatoes, but then you start feeling a little weird. Does the body need carbs? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So you have some carbs and a little more, and a little more. And now you've eaten way more than you would have had you not tried to restrict the carbs in the first place. Carbs are critical on your weight loss journey because it prevents situations like these. Sorry I cut you guys. So I hope that helps you understand the importance of carbohydrates. We absolutely have to eat them in order to survive. Every single one of the hundreds of trillions of cells in our body runs on glucose, which is a carbohydrate. And when we cut it out, we end up overeating and we feel miserable, and then we overeat, and it's this horrible cycle. So you want to include carbohydrates, but you want to include the right carbohydrates. You don't want to have table sugar. You don't want to have super refined, ultra processed white bread. You want to have potatoes, rice, oatmeal, corn, quinoa, millet, all of these whole, intact, cooked, wet grains and starches. If you want to lose a pound of fat by next week, you will need to eat 3,500 calories less than your body burns over the next 7 days. Eating less is certainly one way to do it, but what if I told you that you could actually eat more and still lose the weight? Guys, the messes that I create for these reels, dedicated to the game. Sandwiches are by far the most moody of the lunch cuisine. The highs are high, but the lows are low. Sandwich on the beach, high. Sandwich from the sandwich shop that's been there for 1,000 years, that only takes cash, that you're slightly afraid of the person that you're ordering from, and they wrap your sandwich in white paper. Hi. Sandwich with homemade toasted bread. Hi. And now for the lows. Soggy bread sandwich, self-explanatory. Avalanche sandwich, where you take a bite and everything falls out of the back. And my least favorite, cold sandwich. But thank goodness I have found a solution for cold sandwich. It's called Lava Lunch, and it's the lunchbox that keeps my sandwich and all my food warm for up to 5 hours. It is so easy to use. All you do is heat up the lava rocks, rock 1, rock 2, put rock 1 in the bottom, a container for my food, put in my piping hot sandwich, container lid, then put the other lava rock on top, and by the time lunch rolls around, my sandwich will still be warm. Okay, we're doing nachos for dinner, so I'm gonna lay everything out because I'm not done with my day. I need to be done with my day. Oh my gosh, it's 6:55. I need to be done with my day. The reason why I'm a little right now is because I'm going to Chicago tomorrow to visit one of my best friends who lives in Chicago. I'm just going for the weekend. So I'm gonna get all this stuff out for my nachos. I need to finish working. All right, so I'm going to be taking corn tortillas. These are frozen. I'm gonna cut these up. They're gonna go into the oven. Then for my queso, all I'm gonna do is mix together. I need nooch. Nutritional yeast, soy milk, salsa, and some oat flour. That's gonna be my little queso. And then we're gonna put on some black beans and some guac. And then I will chop some lettuce and put that on top as well. I think I'm gonna have a little veggie sandwich too with it, but I already showed you how to make a veggie sandwich. So yeah, this is all laid out. I'm gonna go finish work. I'm gonna shower, and then we'll make nachos. I have on a pan here, I cut up the corn tortillas, and that's so funny, they're almost like staling into chips. But I'm gonna put them in the oven at 400 and watch them until they crisp up. It'll be definitely less than 10 minutes. Cheese sauce made, tortilla chips good, let's assemble. Queso is on, now I'll add the rest of the toppings. Salsa added, we'll add on some black beans, some lettuce, and of course, topping it off with guac. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. A little blast from the past here to say goodbye. To join Slim, click the link somewhere here on the screen, or it's in the description bar. I can't wait to meet you inside of Slim. And if you made it to this point of the video, I want you to comment beans. Comment beans. I love you, honeys. And I will see you in my next vlog. We're going to Chicago.